welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda and it's Free Pattern Friday! Yay! Free Pattern Friday! So today we're going to bring you something right out of the Barbara Bachman Encyclopedia of Quilt Blocks, and this one is called Borrow and Lend. It's a fast, fun, quick and easy block that you can probably put together a quilt probably over a weekend with this. And it's just very quick and uses your 2.5-inch strips. So if you've got a bunch of those 2.5-inch strips you don't know what to do with, come on in, this is the one for you. But before we get into the sewing and the cutting and everything else like that, let's do our shout out. Kim at Shamrock Quilt Studio is having a lot of fun on her channel. She's done some beautiful things there. So you guys have got to go check her out and, you know, give her some support and encouragement. If you like what you see, hit her subscribe button and tell her that Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you. She doesn't know this is coming. She does not know this is coming, but I'm hoping it's a pleasant surprise for her. Now, you're going to find her YouTube channel in the show notes below. It's, like I say, it's completely optional if you want to go check her out. She's a new voice and very clever. Now, there's also going to be a collaboration. There's going to be three other links for a collaboration I'm working on. And it's from Kelly from Kelly's Quilts and Cruises, Future Cat from New Zealand, and Michelle from Bits and Pieces. We got together and we are pattern testing right now. The cutest blocks you've ever seen. They are going to be gorgeous. Now, it's done round robin style, so that you do the block and then there's one round and then another round, right? So it's really, really cool. And the blocks are going to end up fairly good size. So you don't need to make a lot of blocks to do the quilt. Now, the other thing that is because it's round robin, we have to move from channel to channel. So you're going to have to like be subscribing to those guys to bounce around and collect the patterns. We couldn't afford to mail them, you know. Normally a round robin is you take your blocks and you give them to another person and they make the next round, then they give them to another person, they make the third round, then they mail them back to you. But because we're in Canada, the US, Australia, and New Zealand, the postage just costs us an arm and a leg. So we didn't do that. We're just going to make you hop around from channel to channel. It'll work. It'll work. We'll let you know about it. So also we have a Facebook group that's coming out, and that is growing rapidly. We have all sorts of fun things going on in there. The fabric swaps, the recipe exchanges, where to find free patterns, a whole bunch of different community chats on how to store scraps and all sorts of things. But my favorite is the virtual showroom, sewing rooms. You never know who you're going to meet in there, and you always have such a good day when I go in there. So it's a lot of fun. So if you're part of that Facebook community, come join us. We'd be happy to bring you into the group. Another thing you're going to find in that description box is our Zoom sew dates. It's once a month. Usually it's the first Saturday of the month. We'll put more dates in as we know what our summer plans are with our grandchildren. But there's so much fun in there. We have people from Europe and the UK, and of course, you know, Canada, the US, sometimes South America, and Australia, and New Zealand, and Indonesia. We had a couple ladies show up from Indonesia. We had such a great time with those people, and we have a wonderful day sewing. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, because I'm either in Arizona or Alberta, and it's just a blast. I also, lastly, I speak for quilting groups and guilds for free. I don't have a PowerPoint, so I do I don't have a trunk show. I do have a PowerPoint, and I do the meetings over Zoom, so it reduces the cost for the guilds, right? So some of the guilds are still trying to recover after the pandemic. So, you know, if you have a guild and you want some speakers that are going to talk about scrappy quilts, design elements, and giving to charities, because that's what my talks are about. You know, let your chair people know, or your people like your president or your community person, or programming people. Let them know that I do it for free. Okay, so let's get onto this fun sewing for Free Pattern Friday. Okay, so Borrow and Lend. Borrow and Lend is one of these really old patterns. It kind of looks like a bow tie, but it's assembled differently, right? So we're going to start with the hardest part first, which really isn't a hard part, but we are going to start putting in these rectangles, the stitch and flips, Now you want to make sure you have good coverage. You got lots of little blocks here to play with. And make sure you've got good coverage. So, oops. Now I ironed these to mark them because I just thought it would be easier to do. That would be easier to do. So let's, how come I can't get this around? Okay, let's run them through all the same way. Maybe we have a chance of getting them all sewn together. And one thing about the stitch and flips I like is I can make little hourglasses with them. Now those hourglasses do have biased edge, so you know they're not the most beginner friendly to make, but they're cute and I have good coverage there. So okay, I'm just gonna sew the other one here now, go the other way, and I'm sewing them. Normally I don't sew, I sew them into pinwheels, but I'm sewing them into hourglasses for a reason. So the reason is part of the collaboration. That's the only clue I'm going to give you. So if you are doing a bunch of these, start saving them in lights and colors. You'll need it. You'll need them. You have a place to use them coming up. Okay, so there's that. Now we're just going to put those, I just want to make a quick check. Yes, I have good coverage. Yes, I do. So I'm not going to take the world's smallest scissor. I'm going to take a big scissor and clip them like so. I have, yes, good coverage there. Okay. Yeah, this is, I kept looking at this one in the Barbara Bachman Encyclopedia and I was like, oh, this would be so cute. So cute. And I thought, yes, we'll do it. We will do this one. We will have some fun with this. And we're going to put some bright colors into our block. And it will be awesome. And I thought, okay, so I wanted to stick with a... It's funny how I snuck some more brown in here. Even though I keep telling people brown is my arch nemesis color. But I snuck it in for a reason. I figured, okay, I've got it close at hand. Let's continue to keep working with it. And I got good coverage. Yes, I do. Just snipping off that back edge, leaving a healthy 1/4 inch. You know, not one that doesn't need to go on a diet, right? Because that's kind of important. Okay, get this lined up. Perfect. Okay. Now, when you're sewing these, stick to this side of the line, not this side. And then you pretty much be guaranteeing yourself some good coverage, right? And because we're not matching up points as we go, yeah, that's good. So we're not matching any of these points up. We don't have to worry about, you know, this or that or whatever. Okay, all right. That's just a little tip from I guess I could have given this one to you in templates as well, but I thought, no, that's okay. That one's good. Oh yes, this one's got excellent coverage. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the only tip I'm going to give you. Is you're going to need them for the challenge. The next big sew-along that I'm doing, the collaboration sew-along, because yes, that one's coming up fast. Perfect coverage. Awesome. Flip it. There. Like I say, I haven't sewed this stuff in. I used to do it and I kind of stopped doing it. I don't know why, but I did. I'll just run a couple of these through. An hourglass. When you're doing the hourglass, instead of running them this way to make a half square triangle, you're going to run them this way and make a part of a one half of a 1/4 square triangle. So that's okay. Both have good coverage. Yes, we do. Okay. Now, there. So turn that one in. Yeah. So you could do all of these as a leader ender, right? Because you could have, you know, like several blocks and just do work on one portion at a time. I'm doing 4 because some of you have already figured this out. I'm doing a bunch of 12.5-inch blocks. So while I'm down here in Tucson, I can put them all together and give them to the guild, you know, for a charity quilt. I figured that's the least I could do. They let me come to some of their speaking, you know, their meetings and that. And I got to see some beautiful show and tell. I wasn't a speaker, but that's okay. It's sometimes nice to go to a quilt meeting and, you know, see people and get chatting with people, and it's just really nice. And it's really nice to do that kind of thing. A little different. Something a little different. Okay. So I figured, well, while I'm here, and the reality too is there's no room in the car for me. I mean, we're pretty full coming home because, you know, I've been shopping, and we've got a cat carrier, and, you know, we gotta have a litter box because, you know, Albert needs to go more frequently. You know, now that he's 17, I think he's 17 this year. It's like, oh, good grief. He's becoming old, but he's so cute. Okay, and another one. Ugh. Okay, let's see what I got here now for this. I think I've got good coverage on all of this stuff. Yes, I do. Okay, give them both a good quick trim. Now, another thing is I put my thumb on the seam when I'm holding it. That tells me which side to trim, because I have been working late at night sometimes, you know, and you're like, oh, good grief. So I'm holding it just like that, and then I trim, and that way I'm not trimming off the wrong bit. You know, that, because I've done that too, right? So here we go. Okay, last one up is the red, and we'll just get this sorted out, because it does it once these are done. This block goes very quick, you know. So some people might want to do only one block at a time as a leader ender. You could. That's very easy to do, you know, and it's a good way of moving your scraps through, right? If you have a whole leader ender project, because basically now you're working on 2 quilts at once. You're sitting at your sewing machine, the other one's all cut for you, and basically what you're looking for now is a simple block to sew as your leader ender while you're working on something more complex, right? Now sometimes people get confused, right? And that's, you know, and if you're one of those can only work on one thing at a time, that's okay too, you know. But we're moving out scraps. This is a good scrap buster, especially for your 2.5-inch strips. So, okay, oops, last one. And it goes, the slant goes this way. Okay, here we go. All right, oops, get it all lined up. Okay. Run another one through. Oh. Okay. Another orange. Okay. I'm also going to switch feet at this point. Okay. That's good coverage. There. Says, what's one of my videos on without watching me switch a foot? Right? Every video. I'm switching feet. It's probably my trademark move. But you know what? That's sewing. That really is sewing. You know, as you're sewing, you have to, you know, sometimes you got to change feet. If you're doing these stitch and flips, you know, you might have to change feet a couple of times, right? So, okay, let's put this up. Let's get my good 1/4-inch foot. Now, I just bought this one off Amazon. It's for slant shank. And it's got a plow on one side, and that's what it looks like from the front, or the top, and that's what it looks like from the other side. And it's, I find I can sew a little quicker with it, but, you know, it's all good. All right, let's start. Let's put these, just like so, together. Okay. There we go. Get all one side done. Okay. Okay. Now this was, I've been looking at this one for a while to show you guys, because I figured it would be a fast one for people to work on. You know, if you're looking for a fast quilt sometimes, it's nice to have a simpler quilt to work on. Okay. My husband did say it looked like bows, right? But bows is a very different construction, so, but I would imagine bows is under something else. There's several blocks that are called bows. Okay. Here we go. And the last orange. Here. Now we'll just put all this here. Okay, I'll get the other side. Now I want to press to the dark so the inside one gets pressed in, like that. Okay, so then this gets pressed like that. Okay, and I'm going to press it just like so. You don't have to match anything up on this, really. I mean, other than your ends. So, like I say, it's a good, easy block. Good for beginners, you know, gives you some experience with flip and stitch. You know, because some people say, oh, I love this, doing this flip and stitch stuff, right? So, and that's good. Okay. Okay. Press to the dark. So that means you're folding over this piece this way, right? This red piece goes this way. And now you're putting this here like so, over top. There you go. Here we go. Orange. Let's put like that. Flip it over. Yeah, see? Okay. Last one. Last block. Okay. Then this way too you can actually see, because you saw how I was briefly going to do this. Well, that wouldn't have done anything, right? So you can kind of see your block when you're doing one at a time like this. You can actually see whether you're sewing it together right. You know, and that too, especially if you sew a lot in one day, you tend to tire, and that's not good. Okay, now let's get all of this back over here. Okay, oh, run another leader ender through. Okay. There, now, you're going to take them and you're going to press again to press to the dark. Right, now, oops, there we go. I can't remember now how I have this all laid out. Oh no! This block is one of these blocks that you would lay them out all the same. You know, you'd get all these blocks, these little blocks done first. Then you would lay them all out the same. You know, so you would sew them all the same, right? So this. So now this is what I like about this block. There. So this is the block. Okay. So now you're going to take this, right? And you're just going to run this under as is. There we go. Oh gosh. There. Okay. And there. Okay, here's one. Get the other one. And you see these points here? They match. They match up. They go in different directions. It's lovely. And they kind of nest. So that means your points are going to be nice. Nice and sharp points. And that's always a beautiful thing to have happen in your block when you're working on this kind of stuff. You know, nice sharp points is always good. Run another leader ender through. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now, you open it up. You like this. Poof. There you go. Right? And you flip them over and they're kind of webbed together, so that's fine. Okay, I'm just going to move this board out of the way. So again, you're nesting this point. These points here nest. So that's what you want to nest. Okay, now I just sew a little bit. And then I decide, okay, I want this to go this way and that to go that way. Okay. There we go. And messed up this. Let's see how badly I've messed up my point. My point in the center. Let's see how bad. That's okay. It's okay. It's not supposed to be stressful. Oh, and I ran out of bobbin thread. Ah. Okay, the last inch. You see this, guys? Everybody, it's the last inch I have to put in. Okay, take this out. Put another bobbin in. It's a good thing I have a bunch ready, because I knew I was going to run out of bobbin again. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to take my brush. My friend told me about these hard brushes. They're really nice. They really get in there and they really pull stuff out. Okay. Pull little junk out. Right. Now get your thread up. There we go. There. Oh, there we go. And get that nested again. Get this under. There we go. Get excess thread off. And there. So now what's happened? Let's see. Okay, so this is going to go press this way because you want to press to the dark, right? You want all of this pressing to the dark. So this now should open up and swirl. Okay, like the fabric, the reason you press to the dark is sometimes your low volumes, you peek through, it peeks through, and I have one twisted seam and I'm just going to clip it so it lies flat. There it goes. Okay, so let's get to our ta-da moment after I give this a good press, and we'll show you what it looks like. So here's our block, Borrow and Lend. Isn't that just cute? I mean, it does kind of look like a bow block, but it's not. The construction is a little different, but it's a really good scrap buster, and you could probably even do this as a leader ender. Now, the stuff I cut off, because we did the flip and stitch, I decided to make into little hourglasses. Now, these little hourglasses, they got their backside swirled, and the outer and pressed, so everybody's lying nice and flat. Now this is a bias edge, so don't play around with these too much. Don't stretch them out of shape too much. There is something coming up where you will need a bunch of them, but I'm not going to tell you when and where and all the rest of the stuff. So just, you know, if you're making these into half square triangles, switch your game up to make them into quarter square triangles or hourglass blocks, and they'll look really cute. So I do hope you give this one a try. This is a fast, fun, easy block, and it'll be great for your free pattern Friday. Okay, you take care until we meet each other again. Have an absolutely amazing week. Okay, bye. My husband and I would love to thank you for watching in our video and being so supportive of our channel. This has been just such an amazing journey we're on here on YouTube. And we wouldn't been able to do it without you. So our thanks, truly our thanks for you. If there's anything you need, don't be afraid to contact me either through the Facebook book or through email. I'm trying to do as many viewer request videos as possible, and if I don't do it, you need to remind me, okay? So that's not a problem. But yes, it's been just absolutely amazing. Make sure you tell your gills I speak for free. We have a Facebook group, we do Zoom sew dates, and we give out nothing but free patterns. So I hope that you have an absolutely joyful year ahead, and your sewing room, everything is going for you, and life is great. Okay, you take care until we see each other again. Okay, bye.